Breakfast with your Coys. Oh yeah. Breakfast with your Coys. Breakfast with your Coys. Oh yeah. Breakfast with your Coys. Breakfast with your Coys.
Yes, guys, good morning. Happy Monday. I hope everybody had a fantastic weekend. Apart from Spurs, of course, they always let us down, don't they? But I hope everyone had a great weekend. It is Monday morning. It's the worst morning of the week, in my opinion. Guys, how are you feeling? What is going on at our wonderful, wonderful club? Before we get into it, guys, please do me the honour of liking the stream, subscribing to the channel, hitting that bell notification, all that jazz. If you would like to, I really would appreciate it. Another defeat yesterday, another defeat, and another, you know what, another shocking performance from Spurs. Another performance where we didn't turn up. Another performance where the only time I saw any fight was in injury time at the end of the game when we had a string of corners. Other than that, I saw very little from anyone. I'm trying to think of positives from players that started the game, and I can't think of any. Guys, help me out. Give me a player that played well that started the game. Van der Ven, not his usual self, gave the ball away a lot. I do feel like he was maybe trying a bit too much. I'm trying to think of any. Even Polina, who was always Mr. Consistent, just looked a bit off the pace yesterday for me. Listen, he worked hard, he always does, puts tackles in, gave away fouls, but just didn't quite look at the races yesterday for me. And it's really disappointing. I was so confident yesterday we were going to get something. I don't know why. I just felt like we might get a point or something out of the game. But as always, Tottenham Hotspur let me down, and they let us down again. So we are 100% now, guys, in a relegation battle. If we didn't know it before, we do now. 10 games left to stay in the Premier League. Where do our wins come from? I still think they come from our 5 home games. I think that's the only chance we have of staying up. If we can win 2 or 3 of those home games, then I think we got a great chance. And on paper, you look at it and you think, yeah, we'll win those home games. But you look at our form, especially at home, and you're like, I actually don't see where we win a game at the moment. And this week is massive, absolutely massive. We will go into it. But Spurs now, and I feel like I say it every week, have to get something at home to Palace. We have to get something. I spoke before the Fulham game. I said before Liverpool, we need 4 points. Well, we're not going to get 4 points now. We definitely need 3, though, going to Anfield at the weekend, because if we can't beat Palace, I hate to think what's going to become of us. And relegation is a real threat. But guys, we will see. You know what disappointed me most yesterday is at the end of the game when the final whistle went, and I don't know if you guys remember, a lot of the players were like sank to their knees as if they'd given absolutely everything. Well, if that's giving everything, we are in serious trouble, because for me, it was tepid and toothless for a lot of the game. But guys, let me know how you're feeling. It's another morning we wake up after a Spurs game and we feel absolutely used. I don't know what's becoming the club that I love. We are no longer the Tottenham Hotspur that I grew up supporting. We are a shell of the team. We are a shell of the club. You know, we're a joke of a club as well. It's not just on the pitch, off the pitch, everywhere. That shiny new stadium is not so new now, but that shiny stadium that if people walk past wouldn't realise it was Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. apart from the electronic screen. We have absolutely nothing. You know, you used to walk past White Hart Lane and you would know it as White Hart Lane. You know, now you just don't. It is what it is. Just say hello to people. Cookies in says still have it large eyes. Now you've had a kip. Yes, apologies. I was going to go at 10:15 last night. That's when I originally set it up. But tiredness got the better of me. And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to keep it to my normal time. So here I am at 8:30. At 8:30. The Devils in send Forest and West Ham players walked off the pitch heads high because they fought and lost. Once again, our lot limped off, heads dipped, no passion, no fight, just apathy. Cannot see another win for us. And I'm pretty much with you at the moment, mate. I really am. They walked off yesterday, like you say, heads dipped. It's almost like they'd lost in the cup final. I don't know. It's just like, come on, guys, get a grip of yourselves. You should be out there fighting. And I'm just not feeling it. I'm not feeling the fight from them. But listen, I want to be a positive channel. I want to say positive things about our great club. But right now, it is so hard to be positive, isn't it? It is so hard to come up with great things to say about Tottenham Hotspur because we are so bad. The Stoic is in, and he says, I'm struggling to see just what the Eagle factor is in the team. Not one noticeable change in performance, tactics, or mental attitude. The axe is raised and ready to fall very soon, I think. Wow. Big up, Stoic. You know what? I saw someone on Twitter that apparently Spurs are ready in the axe for Eagle Tudor already. They are ready to act if Spurs continue to lose. I mean, we talked about it, didn't we? When Eagle Tudor come in, it's like, what happens if we lose the next 3 or 4 games? Would he get sacked? And I was one that's like, no, he's got the 12 games now. We'll be fine. But the Stoics, right? I'm not seeing anything from these players in 2 games. Yes, okay, you give the Arsenal, okay, Arsenal the best side in the league, there, all that bollocks. You give that away. You're like, okay, fine. Fulham, I saw nothing yesterday, nothing to say that Eagle Tudor's changed anything or these players have it in them to win a few games. Will another manager change it? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe he will. Maybe a Harry Redknapp would have got more out of these players. Guys, drop a comment and let me know what you think. Is Eagle Tudor on thin ice? I can't believe I'm saying it already. I can't believe we're going to be that team. I can't believe we're going to be Nottingham Forest and we're going to sack a couple of managers in a season. But it cannot continue like this. We cannot keep losing games. And if we cannot beat Palace and if we lose to Liverpool, I am convinced Eagle Tudor will be sacked. And we will be bringing in our third manager of the season. We're a mess. We are a mess. And who would have thought it at the start of the season when we battled Paris Saint-Germain for that Super Cup final and played so well for 80 minutes? Who would have thought we'd be in the position we are now? And it's so, so disappointing. Rodney's in saying good morning. Come on, you Spurs. Good morning to you, mate. I hope you're well. And Marianne's in as well, saying good morning, Nige, and all in the chat. Good morning to you, Marianne. I hope, listen, it's hard to be positive, isn't it? Like I said, I want to give a show for you guys where we all talk positively about our club, but it's so hard at the moment to talk positively. And you know what? I think sometimes when you're losing games, it's good to get together because even though it's negative, we can all have that bit of therapy together and nothing like having a bit of a moan session, is that? Is all good. Andrew's in, said, morning, Nige. Enoch out. Absolutely. They have destroyed our club 100%. And then it says, morning to Cookie. Ben says, I can understand BDV wanting to get forward to make things happen. But if it's not agreed tactical move, then you have no one dropping back to fill the gap when you leave. Yeah, you leave the back line vulnerable. I agree. Listen, I absolutely agree. I do think Van der Ven this wasn't tactical. He was looking up and thinking, there is nobody to pass to. There is nobody to pass to. Everybody is hiding. And where do I go? Okay, I'll just run with it because what else have I got? If I run with it, I might open some space up. Someone might actually make a move. So I don't blame VDV for particularly either. I really don't. It is what it is. Listen, he's our best player and he's trying to make things happen going forward, which he shouldn't have to do. He's a centre back, but we are where we are. And listen, for me, let's talk about the tactics yesterday. Let's talk about the formation because for me, when I first saw, obviously they showed it before the game and they showed the three at the back. They showed Van der Ven, Dragic. Don't get me started on Dragic, and and Porro. And I think they were talking to Michael Dawson and saying he can't be playing three at the back, surely. But they were doing that thing when they run back, head it, back then run back, and it's like maybe Spurs are playing three at the back with Porro as a centre. That cannot be right. Anyway, they started the game. It wasn't. We were playing a 4-4-2. Very obvious 4-4-2 formation with Gallagher out wide right. I can't believe I just said that. And Xavi Simons out wide left. Now, listen, for me, what a waste of time buying Gallagher if we're going to play him wide right. He's not a wide right midfielder. He's a central box to box midfielder. Now, for me, he doesn't look fit. He doesn't look like he's really got a clue what to do in this Spurs side. I was really excited when we signed Gallagher because I thought this is a guy with experience, played Premier League, played in Spain, always looked good for Chelsea, played really well for Palace, looked good for Atletico as well. He's coming to the Spurs side in the last couple of games, especially. It's been like a hot potato. It's come near him and he's just wanted to get rid straight away. Get rid straight away. Flick on with the head, even though there's no one around. Gets it with his back to goal when he could turn, just pops it straight off. No one wants to take responsibility in this team. And it's really, really disappointing. I'm not going to lie. It's really disappointing. But wasted out on the right. Xavi Simons is not a left-sided player. If he plays off the left, is off the left centrally, um, not wide left. We weren't even using him. So what was the point? What was the point in Xavi Simons yesterday? Um, I just felt like everyone was hiding. I understand playing the two up front, but Solanke for me was dropping back too far. He was never in the box. It was a waste of time. It didn't work at all. Guys, let me know what you think about the formation yesterday, about the players we played. I know we didn't have many options, but I think for me, Tell did enough when he come on to say that maybe he should start next game because he might not have the quality of some of the players that start every week, but at least he's putting effort in. At least I see that he's trying. His running back, mind, is not so great. His running back is pretty awful. But um, listen, it is what it is. Guys, drop a comment and let me know what you think about the tactics and the formation yesterday. Razzle's in, saying, morning, Nigel. Good morning to you, Razzle. I hope you're well, mate. And he says, I just want this season to be over, whether we are relegated or not. Yeah, I get what you mean, mate. I really do. It's been a woeful season so far in every department, and it's been a difficult watch for most of it without a doubt. But big up to you, Razzle. I hope you're well. Kate's in saying good, Nigel, good morning. There's no fight in this team. There absolutely isn't, is there? There's absolutely none whatsoever. It is so disappointing to watch. Razzle says, I hope we as a club have a mass clear out of players in the summer. There is so much crap in this squad. Mate, I agree. But didn't we spend 3 or 4 years getting rid of the Deadwood? And now we've just replaced Deadwood with Deadwood. And you're right, there's so much crap, so much averageness in this side. And we need a massive clear out. This is now a rebuild. Next season will be, if we're in the Premier League, a rebuild. Start of this season, I'm like, we don't need to rebuild. We got the basis of a really good team here. Now I'm thinking, nah, most of them need to go. Get rid. Let's bring some players in who actually want to fight for the badge and have a bit of quality about them, because I think a lot of these players that we have are good players, but they're individuals. We're not playing as a team at all. Finn says Town needs to start on Thursday, in my opinion. Brightest player so far. Brought a spark to the game from the moment he came on. Something we desperately need right now. I agree 100%. Going forward, he gives us something. Now, like I say, his end product may not always be brilliant, but he gives us something. Like I say, though, defensively, he doesn't track back. That's my concern. There was a couple of chances for Fulham yesterday when he was really on his heels, but it's all about scoring goals. We need to win some games. So I'm with you, Finn. I would start Tau on Thursday night. This is where we are, right? This is where we are. Um, I can't believe that I'm saying start Tau on Thursday night, but I'm with you. I really am. Timothy says must play Tau and Richie, Bin, Solanke, and Mawani Thursday's game for a long time. Again, I agree. Jesus. Two of the players I would never have near my side usually, but Chow and Richie have to start, in my opinion, on Thursday night. We have to do something different. We have to. Solanke, just so disappointed with him the last couple of games. Certainly yesterday, obviously, he come off the bench against Arsenal. Mawani is so hit and miss, gives away fouls for fun. So frustrating at times to watch. Yes, he has quality, but yeah, I'd drop him. I would definitely play Richarlison on Thursday night. Razzle saying we are sunk so low for Tell to look like the best player out there. Absolutely, mate. It's where we are, isn't it? It's where we are. Um, Edam said, "Good morning, Nigel chat. Heads have completely gone. I don't see them getting out of it. Badly need Kudus and Madison back. Yeah, we miss them so much, don't we? We would, and I know Kudus wasn't playing great before his injury, but we really miss his quality. And Matters, listen, people were complaining about him last year, saying he wasn't good enough. God, I'd die for Madison to be in this side now. He is such a good player compared to what we have. Big up to you, Ed. Norman says, "Hi, Nige. Any chance of putting on the subtitles in future programs? Cheers." Absolutely, mate. I apologize. Absolutely, I will. Um, I didn't realize they weren't on, to be honest. I will have a look and I will 100% set it up for future shows. Andrew says the players have no football intelligence. I agree. They don't, and a lot of them, Andrew, just don't want the ball anymore. They don't want to take responsibility. A lot of them know the situation we're in and are quite happy to pass the buck. For me, it's not good enough. But guys, we will see what happens. Guys, smash a like, hit the subscribe button on your way in. Really would appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, of course. If you have, thank you so much for your support. As always, Razzle says the lack of movement by the players is utterly embarrassing. It's like watching statues play. It is. It is. They're just, you know what? Our motto is to dare is to do, and most of these players are too scared to dare. They just don't want to know. They are, and listen, the second goal for me summed it up. As much as it was a great goal and it was really good play by Fulham, Tottenham's defense and defending was shocking. It was very much pass the buck. I'm not going to run with him. Someone else will get him. I'm not going to close him down. Someone else will close him down. It's pathetic. This is a team fighting relegation, fighting to stay in the Premier League. They should be chucking themselves in the way of everything. Everything. They should be crawling off that pitch at the end because they're so tired. We're not seeing any of it. We are not seeing any of it. And I'm embarrassed, to be honest, for a lot of these players that are playing. I'm embarrassed for them because they're not showing up. They're not showing up with these Spurs fans when we need them. And I'm not happy about it. That's why, as far as I'm concerned, 99% of them can go in the summer. I have no affiliation. I have no love. If I was a teenager now, and I know people don't put, do kids put posters on the wall anymore? I mean, my youngest hasn't got any posters on her wall. I can't remember. When I was a teenager, I had Tottenham pictures all over my wall, all over every wall I had. There was no space because it was all Tottenham players' pictures, and every single player Right now, if I was a fan, if I was a teenager supporting Spurs, I wouldn't have a poster on the wall. I might have a Van der Ven poster. I might have a Madison poster, but listen, I'm leaving Madison out. He's not even playing. Other than that, nah. There's just nobody in this team that I think, yeah, yeah, you're a bit of me. You're a bit of Tottenham. Nobody. And it's crap. Johnny Stokes, big up, mate, says this proves my point. It's not the managers, it's the players. Wake up, people. 100% agree, mate. I've been saying it for a while. These players are getting away with murder. We keep laying the blame on the manager. Listen, I was the first one to do it with Ange Postecoglou. Said he wasn't good enough. Now, I still don't think he was. I still think his tactics were pretty shocking. But the players let him down. They did the same to Thomas Frank, and they're doing the same already to the new manager. Listen, how long is this new manager going to last? I don't know. I don't know. Um, it's up to these players now to get us out of it. No one else is going to do it. Nobody else is going to do it. The only people that can get us out of this issue, this problem, this relegation battle, is the 11 players on the pitch. Sorry, had a bit of track win then. And people that are on the bench. It's up to the players now. We will see what happens. Andrew says, are we sure Igor Tudor isn't doing the team talks in Croatian? Ah, I don't know, mate. I don't know. We are a mess. Milton says, I could see Ryan Mason as manager, even though he nearly got West Brom relegated. Mate, don't, don't do it. And, next time, next week, yeah, give me a first goal scorer, mate, because you were bang on with Iwobi scoring. So, yeah, I want to know the goal scorers next week. And Milton says, should have kept Ange and signed Francesco Conceição. Listen, yeah, um, well, we've got no chance of getting him now, have we? No chance of getting Conceição now. And Razzle said, managers that play great left back deserve to be sacked. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I mean, maybe Danzo's not fit enough to play 90 minutes. I don't know. But if you're on the bench, surely you're fit. For me, why not just I mean, it's easy in hindsight, right? But why not just play Porro right? If you're going to play forward back, Porro right back, Dragic and Danzo, and play Van der Ven left back for a game. At least we've got balance, right? At least we've got balance. Now, I feel for Gray because yesterday I think he played in 4 different positions during the game. So I do feel for him. But he's not a left back, is he? He is not a left back. We are in serious trouble, guys. Finn said Eagles' previous record shows he is more than capable of turning things around at clubs in trouble. But if the players don't believe they can win games, then what hope have we got? Exactly. And this is why I say for me, mate, it is all on the players now. It's all on the players. We could have I don't know, Noel Edmonds in charge. And it really wouldn't matter. It's up to the players to turn up and put the effort in. Like they allegedly did for the Europa League, yeah? The players took control and they got us over the line. Well, do it now. Get us over that line. Get a couple of wins. Keep us in the Premier League, and then you can F off because I don't want you at the club. I really don't. The prayers, big up, mate. It says, the more I hear, the more I turn away from this stupid club. It is degrading now. Yeah, it's embarrassing, mate. It's embarrassing. What can you do? The girl gaffer says, hello, long time no see. I've been busy at work. I generally don't think you guys will get relegated. I think the current bottom 3 will be woeful enough to keep you up. With that said, what the F? Big up to you. Yeah, no, listen, you could be right. You could be right. But I still feel West Ham have got a couple of wins in them, I really do. And I don't see where Spurs win a game. Now, I think Forest are in trouble. Even though I look at their team, if you were to read their team out, I'm like, that's a good team. Forest are decent. But for whatever reason, like Spurs at the moment, they just cannot buy a win. West Ham, though, they're getting results. And even though they lost 5-2 to Liverpool, I still think they're decent. And listen, there's no doubt. Let's have a look at the fixtures now. Um, let's just take this off a minute. What are you doing, Nige? You absolute idiot. Sorry, girl gaffer. Right, these are the fixtures. Obviously, we've all lost the first ones, so we go into the next. Leeds have Sunderland. We've got Palace. Forest have Man City. So Forest have a really tough game, but West Ham have Fulham. I think that's at Fulham. I think is at Fulham. Um, but West Ham more than capable of winning, and then they have Man City and Villa, which will be two tough games. But Villa have dropped off a cliff a little bit the last couple of weeks. Listen, I can see West Ham winning two of those games, two of those five. I can see West Ham winning. I'm looking at Spurs games and I'm thinking, yeah, on paper we beat Palace, on paper we beat Forest, on paper we beat Sunderland. But football isn't played on paper, and we are so woeful at the moment. I am struggling to see where we win a game from. Guys, let me know what you think. Do we win any of those games? Have we got any chance of picking up some points over the next couple of weeks? We have to, right? We have to. It is so important. Razzle said we have so many players that make individual errors and cost us every week. Bang on, mate. Bang on. And this is what's so frustrating. So frustrating that so many players make individual errors. We always seem to get punished. Guys, drop a comment. Let me know what you think about the first goal yesterday. Was that a foul? Now, the more I see it, the more I think is a foul. I understand. I understand. Listen, you're not going to get every decision, but this whole thing, apparently VAR didn't give it because it wasn't a strong enough foul to call it a foul. Um, Confused me. It's confused me. I still watch the Arsenal one from last week, and not one time did Mawani push. Yeah, he had his hands there, but if you watch it, he rocks back with. It's almost like he's just keeping him there to get some space, right? But there's no push. Yesterday, when Dragishin went up, there's one angle especially. I think it's from the centre circle down. You see it, Jimenez, just as he's up, just he comes up, it's just a nudge. It's just a nudge. And he pushes towards him. And for me, it's a foul. It is a clear foul. And if you're going to give it for the Arsenal game, you've got to give it for this game. We also had the Liverpool one as well when it was a clear foul on Romero. I don't understand, what's got to be strong enough, or you know I don't understand. Hands on your back is a foul. Yeah, I was all calling it out last week. Yeah, his hands on his back is a foul, but you've got to be consistent. If you're going to give it last week, you've got to give it this week. Now, would that have made a difference in the game? Probably not, because Tottenham were bloody woeful. We were awful, but consistency is key, and I do feel like we haven't got a lot of decisions this season, guys. Let me know what you think. John says Richie and Solanke should start. Tao and Mawani are rubbish players. Listen, I'd agree for a lot of it, but I do think Tao at least give us something. Um, if we're playing a 4-4-2, for me, we play Tao. Yeah, just because he offers something on that left hand side. I don't think, as much as I like Xavi Simons, I don't think he offers anything out wide left. But I agree, Mawani is so hot and cold, and he's frustrating. He just gives fouls away constantly. The press says, "Big up, girl gaffer. Only one can only hope Spurs get relegated because Spurs need a reality check. I'm not disappointed in Solanke. He is living up to my expectations." Prez, you don't want Spurs going down, mate. Come on. You don't, do you? You don't want Spurs getting relegated. We can't have that, mate. We can't have that. No, we can't go down, buddy. If we go down, we are in so much trouble. We really are. Dr. Tottenham Therapy, Anthony, big up, mate. Says, "Morning, Nige. How are you?" I'm okay, mate. I'm all right. It is what it is. I'm so used to losing now. I'm like a lot of the Tottenham players, right? You just get used to it. It is what it is. We've lost. Oh, well. Back to work. we'll wait till next week for another defeat. But I'm okay, mate. I hope you are too. And he continues to say, maybe we can do a stream together to get my sub count. Absolutely, mate. Any time at all. Get in contact with him. We'll sort something out. Stick it on your channel. Hopefully, listen. I'm not going to attract subs for you, know, buddy. You need one of the big boys on. Get like Sava or someone like that. That's what you need. Or get on Sava's show. Get on a bigger channel. But you're always welcome on mine, mate. You're always welcome on mine. I have a fantastic community, just like the two marks. So yeah, anytime, buddy. Suit Measure says Gray left back and Gallagher right back. Deary me, the defense was dross. We were just shocking, mate. I'm not sure. I think Gallagher was playing right midfield, wasn't he? It was Porro was right back, but Porro was Porro. You know, he did Porro things. Listen, he wasn't terrible. He wasn't terrible, but I don't know, guys. I'm not keen on any of these players that we currently have. None of them float my boat at all. Um, but it is what it is. This is where we are as a club. Guys, if you've just come in, please smash that like button. It is so important. And if you haven't subbed to the channel, sub to the channel too. Would really appreciate it. It is a quiet Monday morning so far, but hey, it is Monday. Johnny says, the writing was on the wall last season, finishing 17th. Wake up, players are the problem. Yeah, this isn't a new thing. This isn't just suddenly out of the blue, is it? We were 17th last season for a reason, because we were really poor. And we have continued that this season, and most of it are the same players. And the new players that we got are just players that replace players. We haven't really added to the squad at all. We have just replaced either players leaving or players that are injured. There's no difference in the squad at all, really. So I agree. I think the players are a massive, massive problem at the club. And isn't it so Spursy? You know, last season we allegedly chucked the league to go for the Europa League. So we were quite happy to lose games in the Premier League last season. Um, it's not good mentality, right? The players get used to losing and it doesn't bother them as much. This season's been the same. We've got used to losing, and I don't think the players care enough. I really don't. I think a few do, but I don't think in general the players care enough whether they are winning or losing. The press says, I'm not embarrassed by players after 3 years of evidence. This is what the players are. Yep. It's it's depressing, isn't it? It really is. We got to have some good news soon. Surely at Spurs. We got to have some good news. Ben says, it baffles me that even though we have conceded so many goals from outside the box this season, there is no closing down from players and that. Yeah, we just don't do it, do we? We have continued to play the same way. You know, we just let players shoot, we let players cross. There's no closing down. It's really poor. Both of Fulham's goals yesterday. The first one, a cross that he had all day to put a ball in. And the second one, we just let Iwobi just shoot from outside the box. And listen, as good a goal as it was, should have been closed down. Absolutely terrible. Andrew said, I bet you had a page 3 poster on your bedroom wall. Listen, mate, who didn't, right? Who didn't? Who was your page 3 model on the guys, of course. And ladies, who was your page 5 model? That was a page 5, wasn't it, for men? It's come out a little bit later, I think. But page 3, mine was always Linda Lasardi. Yeah, Maria Whitaker as well, a bit later on. But Linda Lasardi was the one for me. The press says, big up, Ben. The Spurs players weren't closing down the opposition last season. We just don't do it. We're just so bad. We're just so bad. Ed M says, Frank was a terrible appointment and made a bad situation 10 times worse. I'm interested to see what happens when the dust settles and when things come out about what actually happened at Spurs, because I can't believe that Frank was that bad. Maybe he was. Maybe he was. Maybe the job was just too big for him. Who knows? Kate says, how many more managers will this team get sacked before the end of the season? I think there's a good chance we might get one more sacked before the end of the season, Kate. I really do if we continue. Milton says we lose to Crystal Palace 2-0. BJ and Adam Wharton goals. mate, I can't think about that, but now I'm gonna put a fiver on it. Thank you. Thank you. I am gonna put a couple of quid on Brendan Johnson scoring against us because you know it's gonna happen. You know it's gonna happen. Ben saying big up to the Prez. Russell's in, big up, mate. It says lose to Palace and Tudor will go. Incoming Mike Bassett and Dave Dodds. I think they do a better job. I really do. I'm not quite sure where we go from here, guys. John says Gray is a quality player who gives his all more than other players, but gets slated. And I think it's because, you know what, I feel a bit for Gray because it's almost like he's not got his set position yet. And he is just drafted in to play all these different positions. And he's not that player, right? He's not that player. He was brought in to play left back yesterday for Spurs when we have a left back on the bench. Now, whether we think this left back's good enough or not is another question, but we did buy him. So if you're going to buy him and stick him in the first team squad, then play him, right? And both times he's come on against United and yesterday, I thought he looked solid. Now, yes, he is a kid. He will make mistakes, but surely for balance wise, you've got to play left foot at left back. Um, I feel for Gray, I really do. I think he's a decent player, but this cannot be doing his confidence any good at all playing in this Tottenham side. Rain is in, big up, mate. He says, oi, oi, I've been consistent on YouTube saying it's the players we have been signing. I've been called all sorts of names by people about it. Now we are seriously saying Tao and Richie need to play. So sad. Is where we are, mate, isn't it? It's where we are. Big up to you, Rain. Um, yeah. Listen, I mean, for me, I look at it on a game to game, and I look at it and I say, okay, he's playing a 4-4-2 against Fulham, and he's sticking. For me, he's sticking square pegs in round holes. Um, we've got players that can play that position. Now, whether they're any good or not, I don't know. But why are we sticking players in random positions just because on paper they're better players? We're a mess, mate. We're a mess. It is what it is. Suit measures saying Gallagher right wing. Yep. Yeah, another wasted position. Wasted position. Ghost is in saying big up, nice, big up to you, Ghosted. I hope you're well, mate. And he says nothing I didn't expect yesterday, so not even mad. No, I was watching it and every time Fulham scored, well, both times they didn't even affect me. I'm not even well, actually, that's a lie. When the first goal went in, I did slam the ground. But when the second goal went, I'm just like, whatever. Whatever. Um, we yeah, it's just Spurs, mate. It is what it does to you, isn't it? Andrew says it's the 11th anniversary of legend Dave Mackay's passing today. What a great Tottenham player he was. Bit before my time, but heard plenty about him. And listen, we need a couple of those in our team now, don't we? Russell said Forest will be our nemesis, and our game against them could be the decider. Like I say, our home games are going to be massive. We have to pick up points in our home games. Forget the away games. If we can get a draw somewhere, brilliant. It's all about the games at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And every single home game we have left in any other season, you would be thinking 5 wins. Right now, I'm looking at them thinking, I don't know where we win. But it's massive, massive. We haven't got any big team at home, and I'm not calling out any Premier League side. I'm not saying, oh, we should beat them. But what I am saying is we have a chance. We have a chance. In other seasons past, we look at these fixtures and go, home win, home win, home win. Now, form would suggest, and the way we're playing, that we probably won't win a lot of those home games. But if we can win 2 of them, get a draw in another, that should be enough to keep us up. But you're right, the Forest game is going to be massive, absolutely massive. Terrell's in. Big up, Nige. Big up to you, buddy. See your boys got a win yesterday. Arsenal keep churning it in, don't they? Again, a couple of dodgy VAR calls, but listen, when your luck's in, your luck's in, and it seems to be at the moment for the arse. Russell says we won't win again. Maybe 2 draws. Wolves will beat us, man. Quite possibly, mate. I mean, listen, the way we're playing at the moment, I don't see where we win from, but we have a lot of winnable games. That's all I would say. It's not like, remember last season under Ange when we had a run of like 7 games where we had Arsenal, City, Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea, all in a row. Now we've kind of done that with the teams we've played. Now we haven't really got a couple of big away games, Chelsea and Liverpool. Apart from that, we've got games that we have a chance in. Now the players have to stand up and be counted. Can they do that? Milton said 100% a foul. I agree, but it is what it is. Ghost has said it weren't a foul. Just like it weren't a foul last week with Marnie's goal, but the game is the game. You can't push. Absolutely. Listen, it was soft. It was soft, but for me, like I said, if you're going to give last week's, you've got to give this week's. It is what it is. Two Nine So Forth says, Morning, Nige. Not sure what you mean by on paper. How are we better than any of these teams? Xavi is just not cutting it for me. We pay serious money for him. Yeah, listen, hey, I mean, I'm looking at it. I mean, I agree with Forest. I think Forest have got a very good team. And I look at their side and I think, I take him, I take him, I take him. But if we're looking at, I'm not saying we've got better teams on paper, but what I'm saying is we've got on paper where the teams we're playing, apart from Liverpool and Chelsea, every other team we're playing against, we're matched up to them. We should be able to get some results, right? Um, we should be able to get some results. Let's hope we can. Tottenham Therapy says, everyone wants us to go down. How can they give the goal? But it is confusing, mate. It's confusing. I just think for me, it's the, consistency. You've got to be consistent. If you're not, what's the point? Um, Milton said Hugo Ekitike was the worst. Yeah, Marianne said the rules are different when it concerns Spurs. It feels like that in a moment, doesn't it? And it does feel like that a little bit for me. Ghosts say VAR is dodgy though, but so is anything that involves gambling. Yeah, listen, I just think you got referees at the moment, and I just think let's just go back to how it was. If the ref gives a foul, it's a foul. If he gives a goal, it's a goal. VAR for me absolutely sucks. It really does. Milton says a week before I predicted Spurs would lose 3-2 to Arsenal, but Randall would score a double. Came close. He absolutely did, mate. Absolutely did. Tucky says, I'm not having it from these players, mate. Something has to be done to get a couple of wins out of these tools. This is our football club. Absolutely. This is our football club. And these players, they don't care. They're not going to be here for long. They'll move somewhere else. They'll go somewhere. They'll win stuff or whatever. They'll earn a lot of money and they'll retire. For us, is our life, right? This is our life. For however long you live, or however long you support your club. If I lived to 80, I would have been a Spurs supporter for 73 years. You never change. You never change your club. Um, and some of these players just don't get it. They don't understand and they don't care. I mean, why would you? Why would you? In all fairness, if I was on 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 grand a week, I wouldn't give a toss. Yes, I'd work hard, but man, I'd be loving it. I'd be absolutely loving it. Dr. Tottenham Therapy said, I don't care who leaves in the summer, and that includes VDV. They can all do one. I think this is where a lot of us are with Tottenham players at the moment and the club in general. I think there's a massive, massive disconnect. Ed M said, we got down. We could be looking at League One in club in 2 seasons' time. Yeah, absolutely. We would be relying on Donnelly, Lancashire, Mikey Moore, players like that to get us back to the Premier League. And you're absolutely right. You drop down once, you could well drop down again. It is a dangerous precedent to set by saying you want Spurs to go down because there is no guarantees we're going to come back up. Absolutely none at all. Milton said, at least last season we had more wins under Ange. This is true again. This is true. Listen, I wanted Ange out, but we are even worse this season. Kate says, Nige, I think if they started docking their wages for mistakes and lack of effort, might wake them up, quite possibly. Something's got to give, isn't it? Something's got to happen. But at the moment, They just don't seem to care enough. Dr. Tottenham Therapy said the players want to leave no matter what. So why would they care? They are a disgrace. And I just think that's where a lot of us are, isn't it, currently with these players? You know, we just don't feel like they're putting the effort in. We don't feel like they love the club like we do, but it is what it is. Guys, please smash that like button, hit the subscribe button. Really would appreciate it. The two marks in, as Kate says, Lange is a wet lettuce. He absolutely is. And he's still there. He's still there. And Cookie says, big up to Sam Fox. Yes. Oh, Sam Fox. Milton said, I had a Matt Letizia poster. Fair play. Fair play. Again, Matt Letizia, great player. Great player. Very nearly played for Spurs. Marianne says, thanks to Enoch, we have a squad of bad players. We absolutely do. We absolutely do. And Kate saying, hi, handsome Mark. That bloody prick Lange is a lot to blame. Wet lettuce stealing a living W. Yes, absolutely. Milton says, breaking news now. Tudor is getting sacked. Enoch's just hired Stevie Wonder as our new manager. See if he can see the problem. Listen, he'd probably do a better job. He'd probably do a better job. We are all over the place. Dr. Tottenham Therapy says, I must admit, stop watching when Fulham scored their second goal. Spurs have completely drained me. Listen, I got to admit, I watched the game, but I was on my phone for a lot of it. It was dull as dishwater. Spurs did nothing. A lot of that time in that second half, I found myself scrolling through Facebook and I wasn't even paying a lot of attention. Every now and again, I'd look up, but we're just awful. We're just awful. Summed up by that kick from Vicario for that free kick that just, he just booted straight out. And it's just like, wow, what is this? This is an absolute joke. Finn says, I would rather have weaker players fill in certain positions if it means that the stronger players can play where they are supposed to, if that makes sense. Absolutely 100%. This is where I am. I agree 100%, Finn. You know, play players in the right position. It might mean that worse players play in that position, but if they give more output, then what's the point in playing the better players? Because they're just not doing it. Steve's in. Said, morning, Nige. That was awful yesterday. It absolutely was. It was shocking yesterday. A shocking performance from start to finish. Suit Measure says, on a lighter note, never trust a football director who wears light blue suede loafers. What a dork. Didn't see it. I didn't see it, but I can imagine. I can imagine. The prayer says, big up the Cookmeister and Kate Wixom. Kate says, Nige, squad not been good enough for the last few seasons and not brought any quality in. I agree. I agree. And the quality we have brought in has just been to replace players that have left. You know, we still haven't replaced Sonny. We replaced Madison with Xavi effectively. We replaced Kulu with Kudus, really, maybe. And then Johnson left and we didn't replace him. The only player we replaced Mawani with Solanke, who was injured at the time. The only player we've actually replaced, the only player we brought in that's improved our squad is Polinia, and he's on loan. Um, so we have done absolutely nothing to improve the squad. Absolutely nothing. Milton said, "Can I ask a question, Nige? If you could be Spurs manager, win the league, FA Cup. Well, can I ask you a question, Nige? If you could be a Spurs manager, win the league, FA Cup. I'm sure there's something else coming. We'll get to it. Cookie says, big up to Phil, and Kate says, good morning. The press said, irrespective of the decision against Spurs, Tottenham had 89 minutes and were not good enough. But Fulham played them off the park. 18 attempts. Yeah, listen, I agree. As much as I think the goal wasn't a goal, it doesn't excuse the fact that Fulham were much the better side and deserved the win. Thoroughly deserved the win. Absolutely no doubt about that. Um, so yeah, I totally and actually agree, mate. Milton says, if you could be Spurs as a manager and win the league or FA Cup as a gaffer, but you only had 10 years to live, would you take it? Oh, fuck. Um, no, no, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. I value life too much. Spurs are just Spurs, you know. Whatever happens, will happen. I want to see my kids grow up and grandchildren, hopefully. So, yeah, no, I would sod Spurs, sod Spurs, mate. That's what I say. What do you say? What do you guys say? Um, he says I'm 42, follow Spurs since 1990. Fair dues, mate. Absolutely fair dues. Um, Steve says, Nige, I can see us getting relegated and winning the Champions League. Wouldn't that be so Spursy? It would be so Spursy. I don't think we've got any chance of winning the Champions League. Looking at a draw, I think we will go out to Atletico personally. Listen, if we can't beat the likes of Fulham, then what chance have we got against Atletico Madrid? But we will see. Stranger things have happened. Jimmy says, big up, Nige. Good morning. Big up to you, Jimmy. I hope you are well. And Kate says, look at Thursday. I don't know what you're talking about, Kate, but I'm sure you let me know. But yeah, listen, this week's massive for Tottenham, without a doubt. To Darn Sofa says, to be fair, Fulham were pleasing on the eye with some nice moves. We cannot seem to get near them near that at the moment. No, it's frustrating. It's frustrating when you're watching other teams play really good football, pretty patterns, triangles, nice little one-touch passing. They opened us up 3 or 4 times so easily yesterday. Spurs, get the ball, hoof. Look for a knockdown. Get the ball, hoof. And it's just like, this is so boring to watch, so dull. We are devoid of any ideas at the moment. Milton says, smash your likes, peeps. Absolutely. Get those likes smashed. Really would appreciate it. Quiet morning this morning, but I appreciate every single one of you in here. Finn says, scary thing is, even if we get relegated, who's to say this board wouldn't sell players like Mikey Moore? If a big enough offer came in, wouldn't put it past him. Absolutely. Listen, there would be a fire sale, wouldn't there? If we went down, there would be a fire sale. We would have to sell a lot of players. Now, who we would keep, probably a lot of the crap, yeah. I mean, a lot of the youngsters would stay, which would be lovely. But the ones we would keep, the only one I think we would keep out of the main squad right now would be a Maddison, just simply because he's coming back from injury. Um, and I think he seems like the type of player who would give us a season championship. I might be totally wrong. He might have totally hoodwinked me, making me think he loves Spurs. But because of his injury as well, I don't think many people would buy him. So I think Maddison would stay. Other than that, I think a lot of the first team squad would leave. But it is what it is. Chris says, wish we could beat Arsenal, play crap and won. Yeah, listen, Arsenal getting the job done, right? And this is what you got to do. This is what wins titles and this is what keeps you in Premier Leagues, is playing badly, but still getting results. We're playing badly and losing every single week. So let's see what happens with the rest of the season. Andrew said the players would care if they were on performance related contracts. I think this is what it should be. I think every player should be on a performance related contract. You can have your basic wage, whatever, but everything else should be performance related. I mean, it is with sales and everything like that. Why can't it be for football as well? Doesn't make sense to me. But there you go. Dr. Tottenham Therapy said Vicario should have saved the Fulham second goal. He is shocking. Listen, kicking wise, he is terrible. I agree. Absolutely woeful. Doesn't fill me with confidence at all. I actually thought the second goal, I'm like, oh, Vicario got beat there. And I think he maybe should have got closer to it. But he did pull off a wonderful save at 2-0. When they went through and should have been 3. He pulled off a great save there. It kept us in the game. So listen, it is what it is. Vicario needs to be replaced in the summer. There's no doubt about it. And listen, if we go down, he'll be going anyway. It'll be interesting to see who we buy. We'll be buying the likes of, I don't know, who would we buy? Danny Ings and that kind of player. That's the kind of players that Spurs will be signing. It would be an absolute disaster if we went down. Tudor and so forth said, I was so pleased when we're linked with Oscar Bob. As usual, we didn't sign him and he looked classy for Fulham yesterday. Yes, he did. He looked good for Fulham. Made them tick, didn't he? Off that left-hand side. And he had a really good game. Really good game. Jimmy says, how can you side foot a shot from 20 yards because shot stopping is getting worse? It was one of them, wasn't it? The more I look at it, it's almost, I don't know. It was just, when I first looked at it, I thought it was crossing the ball, but yeah, it was a great finish. Listen, he's another ex-Gooner, isn't it, scoring against us? It just gets worse by the week. It really does. Ghost has said, I've seen fans say they've been waiting for a season ticket for ages. If they go down, they'll buy a season ticket. And people wonder why Enoch mug us off all the time. Absolutely, mate. Listen, if we go down, that stadium will still sell out. It will. It will still sell out. Um, yes, we will lose money, but the more you think about it, you more think, yes, we'll lose money. But look at Enoch. They'll be like, whoo, we're lowering the wage bill. Look at this. I think our wage bill is like, what, 250 million a year or something like that. I might be a bit wrong, but it has to go down to like 120 million a year. Enoch could be rubbing their hands, thinking, thank you very much. We'll have a bit of that. Um, I don't know. We'll see. Kate says, Nigel, I meant Sheffield Wednesday. Got you. Absolutely got you. Yeah, Sheffield Wednesday, one of the big boys of the 80s and 90s, now languishing, doing absolutely nothing, are they? Dr. Tottenham Therapy said, why didn't we sign Oscar Bob? He would improve our team. We could say that about so many players, mate, couldn't we? And why didn't we? Why didn't we? We just don't. It's what we do. We don't do these kind of things. Ghost, the press says, big up Ghosted. The saying goes, for me once, shame on you, for me twice, shame on me. 6 without a ball playing midfielder and 1 year without a left winger. Sooner or later was always going to burst. Yeah, we haven't made any improvements in our squad at all, and it's so disappointing. It really is. Paul G's in said, morning, Nigel chat. Good morning to you, Paul. I hope you're well, mate. And Epic says, at least Frank got draws. He knows the players and the board are better than you. Yeah, listen, good point. Good point. I mean, Tudor has only been in 2 games. Let's see what he does. But the next 3 games, and I feel like I say it every show, the next 2 games, the next 3 games, the next game, the next 3 games are massive. We need 2 wins, 2 home games. Crystal Palace and Forest, we need 6 points or minimum 4 points out of those 2 games. Liverpool one we'll forget about. But it's getting down to nitty-gritty now, isn't it? It is getting down to this is it. This is it. Ed M says, it's not player sales. Half the staff would be cut from the office, catering, maintenance, etc. Yeah, absolutely. They would have to have a massive, massive clear out. Choppy said, if it's at all possible, Spurs should get Mikey Moore back from Rangers. Sadly, mate, it's not. It's not now to the end of the season. We cannot get anyone else back, which is really disappointing. But it is what it is. Mikey Moore doing really well over there at Rangers. And this might be good for Spurs long term. Mikey Moore going out to Rangers. It'll do him good. It will turn him into a man. He may come back. And I think he will come back twice the player he was before he went. So I'm looking forward to getting Mikey Moore back next season, regardless of what division we're in. Jimmy says the team selection from Tudor yesterday was amateur, playing so many players out of position with absolutely no balance to the team. Bang on, mate. Couldn't agree more. That's 2 games now for me where team selection has been wrong. And yesterday, formation, team selection, not right in any way, shape, or form. And we got punished. We got absolutely punished. Epic says performance related contracts would never work. Players would just play for stats as a result. Quite possibly. I don't know. What do we do, guy? What do we do? You know, how can we change this? I'm not sure we can. I just think football's football now, right? It's different. And I know I'm looking at it with my older head. Football's different to what it used to be. It used to be the working man's game. Now it is not. It's a rich man's paradise. Um, but it is what it is. Dr. Tottenham Therapy said yes, but it's too late. We should have signed Rail when we had the chance. Again, so many players we had a chance to sign. And for whatever reason, we didn't sign them. It is so disappointing. Ghost is saying, Billy, 100%, especially when you don't replace the two guys who have been scoring for us in the last 10 years. Bang on. Bang on. Press says, big up, choppy Mikey Moore. Should stay on loan at Rangers unless people think the SPL is the same level as the Premier League or even the Championship. And Dr. Tottenham Therapy said, we're always going to lose yesterday with the ex-Gooners in the side. Yeah, it's painful. It's painful. Two Darn Soulful said, we must keep it real for the likes of Mikey Moore playing it well in Scottish League, which is ranked 33rd in the Global League rankings. Premier League is first. Yeah, absolutely. But it will do him the world of good being out there. I think, you know, it turned him into a man, definitely playing in Scotland. Pete Chambers is in. Big up, Pete. He says, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. You love it, mate, don't you? You love it. And he follows it up by saying, the worst thing is you had the perfect weekend. You just couldn't capitalize on it. That's what will cost you a place in the Prem. Mate, I'm still confident we will stay up. Big up to you, buddy. I'm still confident we will stay up. Guys, I'm going to whiz through the comments because I'm going to send you over to the 2 marks. Another failed up below said yesterday, I don't believe in this squad, and I called it. You absolutely did. And also said, I would hold their wages so they started to show something. Oh, if only we could. If only we could do that, mate. That Spurs says we deserve to go down. We are a complete shambles. We are. We are a joke of a club at the moment. There is no doubt. We need miracles. We need miracles to stay up. Whether we can or not is another question. I think there's enough in us. I think there is enough in us to keep us up still, even after watching this trash week in, week out. But we have to start showing it on the pitch. Wembley's in saying, more than Nige, I need to get used to the start of your time each day. Palace on Thursday is pretty much do or die now, I feel. A loss, and I think we're gone. I agree, mate. I think Palace is massive. I don't think we're gone if we lose, because I do think we have winnable home games left in Forest, Leeds, and Brighton and Everton. I think there are games that we could win, or at least we can compete to win in. I'm not saying we will, but there is no doubt we lose to Palace on Thursday night and we are in big trouble. We are in big trouble. Same time, if we can win against Palace on Thursday night, that should give us a bit of breathing space. Let's see if it does. Guys, much love to each and every one of you. I am going to pass you over to the 2 marks. Let's see. Get over there. Pete says, try getting involved in the Too Much channel, but it never reads other fans' comments. Oh, absolutely, mate. They absolutely do. They will read your comments out. 100%. Lots of Arsenal fans get into the Too Much show. I think it's a question of Cookie likes to talk, and once he talks, sometimes sometimes you get a little bit left behind in the chat. It's easily done. Sometimes they could be 20, 30 minutes behind in the chat. You just got to bear with them. They are 2 of the nicest guys on YouTube. Guys, I'm going to pass you over. Have a great day. Let's forget about football. It is what it is. Monday, have a great day at work. Have a great day, whatever you're doing. And as always, stay positive, stay poised, and stay pure Coys.